I mean, if you want to keep it simple, just buy EEM, right? But there are little nuances. So, for example, like we bought into China, which I wouldn't actually categorize as an emerging market, despite that it is still categorized as an emerging market. It is. So we haven't bought the Chinese ETF or the China sector per se, or not the sector, it's the country index. We bought KWEB. And so KWEB is very specifically technology companies. We've also gone and bought some small caps. But the point is, that's where we saw value with respect to China. In general, I would be broadly bullish on China, but there's not the asymmetry in the rest of the market that exists in that specific sector. So that's one, it's kind of like we're in emerging markets, but we're also doing a sector and emerging market play in that respect. The other ones that you mentioned there, unless you're getting into the ETFs, you actually can't buy them. So like India, you can't buy, Chile, you can't buy. You can buy the ETFs, which are effectively ADRs, which is fine. With respect to position sizing, we have, I don't, I don't weight it according to the country, but I more weight it according to the asymmetry. So from that perspective, for example, despite the fact that Argentina is a tiny market cap and tiny economy relative to, say, China, we went in initially with a 5% weighting into Argentina, and I also had a 5% weighting into KWEB in China. So we had equal weightings on that front, but they're kind of different plays. Look, the long story short is if you're looking for emerging market exposure and you're wanting a one-stop shop, just go and buy EEM. Don't get too confused about other things. We are, as you probably are aware, we bought Argentina, but we've gone and selected our own quasi ETF because the ARGT ETF, it's fine. It'll do well. It has done well, but it has some handbrakes in there in terms of one of the largest or the largest position within that ETF is not a company we're not bearish on it, but it's a tech company. It doesn't represent what we want. So then with respect to Brazil and Chile, we've bought the ETFs. Chile's ETF, it's 50% of it is synthetically basically copper and the rest is kind of banks, which we're fine with. And so that's an easy way to play it. But we've basically gone 5%, 5%. We have a little bit more exposure to Argentina, in part because we believe there's a more upside in Argentina. And quite frankly, we have more accurate and detailed intel. As people are probably aware, I've got particular business deals in the country domestically. We're very well connected. So it just lends a greater level of comfort, if you will. You don't have to go down that path. You could just keep it pretty simple, make it like a 5% weighting. And yeah, but again, if you just want emerging market exposure, go and buy EEM. Keep in mind, if you're buying EEM, you're not getting Argentina. Argentina is not yet emerging market status, so it hasn't yet been included into the index.
Looking forward to that day. I tell you what.